Welcome to Ram Center, your weekly look into Angelo State sports. I'm Vincent Salazar, and joining me this week is Sam Fowler.
Coming up on this week's show, football signing day, basketball highlights, and the George McCorkle Challenge, and much more. Stay tuned.
The 2016 Bell softball season kicked off with the George McCorkle Challenge, held February the 5th through the 7th at Meyer Field. Here is Russ with the highlights of the weekend.
The Rams and the Bells basketball team continued their run through the Lone Star Conference with games on the road against West Texas A&M on the 3rd of February. They returned home on February the 6th to face the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds. Once again, here's Russ with the highlights of those games.
Wednesday, February 3rd was National Signing Day for the Rams football team. Coach Will Wagner spoke to the local media about this year's signings. Let's take a look at what he said.
Good to see Ram TV in here. We hadn't had them.
We're trying to get there.
I know, you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Well, you know, Coach Davis has done an unbelievable job there at Central, and that's a team that knows how to win. And anytime you get some great players from a program like that, you got to take them. And those three guys are going to come in and do a great job. It also allows us to get more community support. You got a lot of people in the community that know who they are and want to come out and watch them play. And so we're excited about Donovan and Roderick and Austin staying here in town and what they can do to help Angelo State to be one of the top programs in the country. Well, we hope all of these kids become All-Americans, and they all have the potential to do that. Obviously, it's going to take their work ethic and desire to come in and do that. But on paper, we feel good about the guys we signed up front. I think that down the road that they could be all-conference type players, All-Americans, and but they got to come in and we got to develop them. Obviously, develop them in the weight room and on the field. But we feel good that they do have a chance to come in and compete this fall. Well, for Letty, I mean, the versatility for him. I mean, he can play on either side of the ball. On the defensive side, he can play either one of our safeties for us. I think he can help us in the return game. But and he's a great kid. I mean, he's a guy that's going to be in the locker room, is going to be a leader for us. And off the field, a guy that's going to be out there in the community doing a lot of great things for Angelo State. And so everywhere I went, they heard that Letty was committed to us. And I mean, everyone was raving about him, and we saw the same thing on film. But we're excited that Letty's going to come in with that winning attitude and mindset, coming off a state championship, and come in here and compete. Well, I think if you look at graduation, obviously quarterback is a huge need, and then defensive line. Those are our two biggest areas. But I think we addressed those well with Jake Faber coming in at this semester. Coming in to compete for that spot, along with Jesse Drummer, Carson Cook, and Ty Mitchell, guys that are here on campus right now. And then up front, obviously Isaiah Malone that joined us that semester, and then with these freshman kids that we got coming in, we feel good about meeting those needs. Well, it goes back just like we talked about Lady French, that win-in mentality. He's played. He's a two-time state champion playing at Katy. They run the ball, which is more so than we do. From a run blocking standpoint, that's something that really stood out for us, and something that we've been missing at that tight end spot. But he's a kid that's got a great frame that can come in and develop, and is very athletic. So I know he can fit the needs from a run blocking standpoint and a pass catching tight end that we've been looking for. Well, I think from a mental standpoint, you look at the first two games, one in Illinois and then the one in Michigan. I think that's from a mental standpoint, kids just being able to fight the aspect of traveling. We'll bust that first game, but be able to fly up to Michigan. So it's going to be a quick turnaround. Getting back and how those kids respond to that is going to be a good sign if we can rebound from that first game and then get on the road for another long trip. But I'm excited about it because it gives us an opportunity to be with the kids away from here and in the hotel, more time for us to bond as a team. And so I enjoy road trips. It's just unfortunate that we got to go all the way across the country to play them. But we're excited about the competition. Two in-region games that I think that'll benefit us when it comes time for seeding for the playoffs. No, I don't see this making a drastic change. I think that a lot will depend on who's the quarterback, what they do well. We're going to play to their strengths. Obviously, if it's a kid that doesn't run as well as Kyle did, then obviously we might be more of a pocket type offense. But we're not going to make wholesale changes. Our offense has done tremendous things in the past couple of years, and so we're going to continue to build on that. Myron, that kind of fell in our lap. We're very fortunate to have him here on campus. Myron's father played here at Angelo State, so there's a little relationship there. But for him being at that level and being able to come back and fit in well with our kids and kind of see the things that he can do for us, we're excited about. He's very athletic, and that's one of the areas back there on the back end that we didn't have a lot of depth last season, but continue to look to build on.
As we mentioned last week, the Rams baseball team has started a daily segment called Old and New, introducing new and returning players. Let's take a look at some more highlights from those shows.
Rams fans, John Anderson here with Bryson Mitchell and Josh Barnett. New and new. There's no oldies here.
Right.
And Josh, you're not really new. You've been in San Angelo your whole life.
Right.
Now, can we send a little shout out to Central Bobcats baseball without specific names? Maybe like your coach or something?
Yes. Hey, Coach
We'll
Finley.
send one out.
All right,
Quit being
hey,
a
Coach
rookie.
Finley. I did.
Dude, I can't do all the talking for you.
Oh my God. Hey, Coach Finley. How about that?
Well, speak to Penry. Don't speak to me.
What's up, Coach Finley? Hope you're watching this.
Now, what do you have to say to Coach Penry?
Good luck this season. That's it.
Dude, you're like a piece of cardboard right now, Barnett. You got way more personality than you're showing.
Man of many words.
If you were to use an inanimate object as to what Josh Barnett is like, what would it be? Can't use cardboard.
No, you got to go with the nickel.
A nickel?
5 cents. He can be shiny with their doll too.
Oh, that is really good, dude. I've never heard that before.
Okay.
Pretty much, I mean, you could use anything. If you were to have an inanimate object that Bryson Mitchell would be, what would you use?
Oh, well, thinking of one that I can't say on air.
Oh my gosh.
A chair. I'd say a chair.
Why?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking of, actually.
He wants to put his rear end on your head. That's why. He's saying
upsetting.
you are below me.
Okay.
I'm
sorry, I'm not from San Angelo.
All right, get your weirdness away from me. Don't like people creeping up on me. Lately, it's been awful.
I'm gonna hijack this for a minute. I tweeted out to all the Rams fans to start giving us some letters, and so they're writing Dear John letters, which is kind of funny. I'll read you the first one. Dear John, why do you move around so much? Is it a nervous habit?
RLS.
It makes me nervous watching you. Signed, L.A. There
Okay.
you go.
Hey, Laura, if you did send this in, it's directly like at home. Just a little bit restless. I learned it from our kids. That's how we do it.
You can watch full episodes of Old and New at angelosports.com. The Rams baseball team will spend the first month of the season on the road. To get ready for the first homestand on March the 11th through the 13th, let's take a look back at some highlights from the 2015 run to the College World Series.
Well, we've got, quite a few. Matt Waller is a junior catcher from Angelina Junior College. Really good defensive guy. Hopefully going to hit for us. Can run a little bit, which is unusual for a catcher. Great leader. We've had a long line of really good catchers, and expect him to sort of step in and just be the next one. Steven Pinales is an outfielder from the Bronx, New York. That's put up some really good numbers in junior college, and pretty high energy guy with a lot of tools that's capable of doing some big things. On the mound, we got Joey Wise, left-handed pitcher from Arizona, good velocity guy. Kenton Schroeder is a reliever from Cochise Junior College, which is where Steve Neymark was at. Strike thrower, good competitor. And then we've got a lot of other guys, too many to just keep naming, but those are some of the ones I thought of off the top of my head. I think all of us were upset that we didn't win it, and so that's the good thing. I think that team last year was not satisfied with getting there, and so I think that's how you build on it. We know it's a long season, and that is a long time in the future on us trying to get there. But it's in the back of our mind. That's what we want to do, and we don't just want to get there. We want to get there, and we want to go win the thing. So there's always, and to do that, you got to be the best. So when you practice, when you play, that's sort of in the back of your head, and you've got to be better than everybody else every day. And so that's a lofty goal, but one we're trying to achieve. Right. It's awesome. It's like Christmas every day, man. We're just so blessed that the people in the community and Angelo State did this thing. If you've been out here in the past, you wouldn't recognize the place. And so really just every day, thank God and say, man, you give me a pretty good place to come to work every day.
Right. And to follow that up, how do you deal with playing the whole first month of the season on the road? Is it going to be easy for you, harder for you, about the same?
It's going to be really hard. I was figuring up the other day, I think we're going 18 out of 30 days, something like that, in the month of February / beginning of March. Just it gets grueling just going, and we're going 4 states in 5 weeks too. So it's a challenge, and that's one thing we've talked about since the beginning of the fall. We've obviously known this in our schedule for a while. Is it's going to be physically demanding, but it's also going to be very mentally demanding. And so, I think we're going to learn a lot about ourselves. I think it will bring us closer together, and if we can sort of weather this storm, because this is a difficult task we're getting ready to take on, but I feel like we can handle it, and I think it's going to really help us and make us better. So we'll see how tough we are. And, we'll find out how good we are, too.
We here at Ram TV would like to thank Angelo State Athletics for the use of highlights and clips such as Old and New. We could not produce this show without the good people of the Sports Information Department.
Well, that's about all the time we have for this week's episode. Once again, thank you, Sam, for joining us here on the show.
My pleasure, Vincent. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Ram Center.